Hello, this is Scott Cullen, editor-in-chief of the Cannata Report. It's Friday morning and it's time for Fridays with Frank. How's it going, Frank?
It's going well. Thank you.
It is so great to see you again. And there, past couple of weeks, a few things happening in our industry. And one of them was the news that Konica Minolta was going to be shedding some of its direct branches and handing them over to some of their, right now it seems, their biggest dealers. And two have been mentioned so far. Maybe there'll be another one or two. But what are your thoughts about this happening? It's not the first OEM to do that. You know, could this be a domino effect? Will we see more like this going on?
Well, I think if the manufacturer has a large collection of branches, yes, definitely. I think what Konica Minolta is doing is repositioning themselves, and they're repositioning themselves correctly. They know and they fully understand the need to diversify the product offering, to continue to invest in the production and the industrial print side. All of those demand an enormous amount of resources. And managing branches for machines in the SMB space is not the way to capture that kind of revenue anymore. And I gather we have some people who don't quite understand that today, but so be it. They can think what they want, but if anybody has any idea that selling in the SMB space for print is going to be a viable business in the years ahead, it's going to be a contributory to people who are in the business. And I think what I've written, I've said, it can become the foundation, the anchor for a dealer business. Let's say a dealer who has had a successful business for 15, 20 years, selling office printing. Well, realistically, that could represent 50% of his business. And then what he should do is look at the areas which we have discussed before, in the areas that they can diversify into, to build the other 15%, and be more open to taking on new opportunities. I think it's pretty much as simple as that. And we've discussed this ad infinitum about the need to move into production print and in the other industrial space, the need for the managed services, network services business, continue on with MPS.
As far as other OEMs following suit, do you see this happening? And again, right now we are only hearing about a couple of Konica Minolta dealers picking up some of that distribution.
It certainly makes sense for manufacturers who have branches to look at that and say, is this profitable? I mean, it's a simple exercise. And if it's not, then why not sell it off to one of your dealers? I mean, to me, it makes all the sense in the world, because immediately you sell off a branch because it's losing money. When I was at Ricoh, we sold off 19 branches. Every one of them was losing money. As soon as you knock out the home office expense, they were all profitable. And some of the big, this is where POA started. They bought the branch, the Ricoh branch in Portland, Oregon. Terry Newsom. That on paper at that time when Terry bought it was losing money, but as soon as you knock out home office expense, it was profitable, and Terry built a pretty nice business from it. So yeah, I can see other companies do it, but if you look around, I mean, who has direct operations? Kyocera doesn't have a large direct operation. Toshiba, the same thing, don't have a large direct operation. And I'm not so sure that Sharp has any size, any breadth in their direct operation, but because I have to admit to be ignorant on that subject, and shame on me. But they may well look at that and say, here's what we got. We don't need this anymore. It makes no sense. But as far as Konica Minolta is concerned, I think it's a wise decision. Konica Minolta is not getting out of the MFP business. And why do we know that? If you remember our visit in 2018 with Konica Minolta, and Jun Haraguchi sat us down and gave us the gospel according to Konica Minolta, it was clear. They wanted to build something around the MFP, possibly including artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and to become an intelligent device in offices that could print if was necessary. But its primary function was not going to be printing. It's more likely scanning than printing. But anyway, yeah, if you recall, Scott, because you were standing there, he said, this is what we're going to do. And good for them, because they feel they have the capability to build that kind of product. They have built the distribution around the world. They are one of the premier companies in the business. And one thing you can say about the leadership at Konica Minolta in Japan, Shoei Yamana, Tom Takeo, very, very aggressive. And I think they're doing the things that make a great deal of sense for that company. And I think Konica Minolta dealers can take a great deal of comfort in knowing they have such strong leadership.